Morning everyone, it's 4:30 in the morning and I am going to make my way down to Durdle Door. I will see you there. Right, so I've made it to Durdle Door. Noisy seagull. I've made it to Durdle Door and made it with quite a bit of time spare. The only issue I found is that the gates were closed. So I've turned up and I've had to try and find somewhere to park up, which I've done, but then it's meant that you probably can't see it, but sunrise has happened. So what I'm going to do is just go find a spot, see if I can take some shots, and hopefully what I'm finding is the mist is actually working in my favour because it's sort of blotting out a bit of the sun. So when that burns off, I'm hoping it'll be a nice sunrise, but we shall see. Behind me is Durdle Door, which you can see just about there. What I've done just before I go there is on the other side you've got Man o' War Beach, which is a nice little cove, and at the moment all of the light is here. So basically the sun is just about to come over the cliffs, and what it's doing at the moment is it's making some nice colours in the sky. So basically the clouds are turning nice colours, and what I'm trying to do is I've got a 2-stop grad on, which isn't helping a massive amount, so I'm having to do multiple exposures as well, and the idea is that I want to be able to keep the detail in the sky and keep the detail in the foreground as well. And what I'm doing is I'm using the grass along the edge of the bank here just to sort of lead you into a Man o' War, and then there's some sea stacks that are in the middle of the bay, in the middle of the cove, that leads you off into the background. So hopefully that will come out quite nice. The colours just look absolutely amazing, so I'm hoping they come out really nice on screen. Okay, so it's getting to that stage where the sun's about to come over the cliffside. What's happening at the moment is where there's a little bit of a ridge in the cliffside, the light is actually streaming across a part of the actual cliffside right at the very end, and it just looks absolutely stunning. I think the cloud cover is benefiting me ever so slightly in that it's not full on sun in your face, so it's giving it's coming out quite nice, I think. What I'm doing is I've set up somewhere else now just to try and get the whole of Man o' War Beach in, and a bit of the other cliff on the right hand side, and then it's basically just take the shot. Still got the 2-stop grad filter on, no polarizer because I don't think that's going to make a massive difference. In fact, it's probably going to cut some of the light out that I want. And then I'm basically just doing multiple exposures and then stacking, making sure that I've got everything in focus. Set to f11, ISO 100, and then whatever the shutter speed is, whatever it wants to be. But it's coming out quite nice, so I'm really pleased. I was a bit worried that the clouds weren't going to be particularly good, or that the fog was going to cause issues, but I think the fog is lifting, and I think what's happening is it's actually being blown across. So I think it's given the very, very far back of the cliffside a bit of a hazy look. But with the light, it's actually quite nice. Okay, so you can probably see it now. The sun has just peaked over the mountain. The sun has just peaked over the cliffs. And what I'm doing is I'm now ramping it up to about f18, and what I'm the aim there is to get a bit of a sunburst, so I'm hoping that that comes out quite nice. But it's yeah, the only thing I've got to be aware of is I could get some flares in the lens, so I'm just going to have to make sure that I don't have those in there. What I'll have to do is just put my hand in the way just to sort of block out the light and hope that that gets rid of them. Yeah, it's looking really, really nice now. So now that the sun's over the cliff, what it's doing is it's casting some lovely golden light on the foreground here, which is just really, really nice. And yeah, it's just really good. It's a little windy, but I think that's fine. It's not too bad, and I don't mind a little bit of movement in the foreground. Okay, so there is a bit of cloud in the sky, which is blotting out the sun ever so often. So what I'm going to do is make a move over the other side and see if I can get some shots of Durdle Door now. Yeah, if you ever get a chance, you've got to come here. It's absolutely stunning. Right, time to move on. Okay, so the last time I came here, I took a shot, or several shots, but I was down on the beach itself. So this time I wanted to get a couple of different shots. There's a bit of an iconic shot where you get the steps leading down to Durdle Door, which I haven't done for the moment. So what I've done instead is I've come along, sort of walked along the pathway along the cliffside. There were lots of flowers and things like that, but I've kind of missed that, so they're all dead, which is a shame. But what there is a lot of grass, and what I'm trying to do is get that in the foreground and then have Durdle Door in the background, and with the sky the way it is, it looks really nice. So what I've done is I've stuck the polarizer on just to try and bring out a bit of blue in the sky in the patches that there are, and then stuck on the 2-stop ND filter. It's looking really nice. Again, I'm focus stacking, so I'm taking a shot of the foreground because it's just about a metre in front of me, and then one of Durdle Door, and then everything else will fall into focus as well. One good thing about doing sunrise as opposed to sunset is that there's nobody here. I've seen about 4 people, and they've been and gone. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, if you ever get to go anywhere, ever want to do any landscape photography, I know it's a pig, but sunrise is definitely the better one to go for, I think. Take a few more shots and then I'll move on. The sun has just been blotted out by a massive bank of cloud, so I think that's my cue to move on. I'm just going to have a quick look a bit further along to see what it looks like up there, and I will hopefully get a shot from there. This one I think is going to have a lot more of the beach in, so hopefully a bit more of a leading line, but we'll see. And there's still lots and lots of grass up here, so at the very least I can use that as a bit of a foreground interest. Just got to hope that the sun comes out a bit. Okay, so what I've done is I've moved along the cliffside a bit, and what I've done is I've found a nice little patch of grass, slightly different colour from everything else around here. So what I'm doing is I'm using that as the foreground interest, and then what it does is the cliffside itself takes you around, and the beach takes you around into Durdle Door. It's quite a nice little shot. What I need to do is wait for some light, because at the moment the sun's still sat behind a huge bank of cloud, so at the moment it's a bit dull. So I'll wait for that, and then hopefully that'll be a nice shot once it's done. I think it might be time to get the gloves on because it's a little bit chilly. Alright, so one thing I'm having to do with this shot, and again sorry for the wind, is that this bit of grass in the foreground is moving about quite a bit because of the wind. So what I'm having to do is up the ISO just to make sure that I can set the speed to enough so that it doesn't move, and then it's just a case of having to time it when there's the least amount of wind. And then what I'll do is, where I'm stacking the photos, I'll use this one as the foreground, and then I'll use the other one afterwards. Hopefully all I'll need to do is just paint in the bits that I need in the shot, and then those will be in focus and they won't be blurry from the wind. But hopefully that sun will come out soon. I still need to get the bloody gloves on. Glove time. Okay, so it's gotten a little bright and it's really hazy on the cliffside, so one of the cliffs in the distance. So what I thought I would do is just call it a day. Now I'm making my way back to the car, of which I've got to go downhill, not uphill. So I'm pleased about that. Once I got back to the car, it's then a case of finding somewhere to eat, which would be good because I'm hungry. So I will wander back. I'm going to take my time. If you haven't already, hit the like button. It would be, there we are, out of the sun. I would be very grateful if you could also hit the subscribe. I'm told there's a bell, so if you'd like to do the bell as well, then you'll get to know about all the videos that I upload. Just in case people aren't aware, because I'm just getting into this, I am doing them on a sort of 2-weekly basis. If all goes well, hopefully I'll be able to increase that to once a week, maybe with a bonus video in between. But yeah, by all means hit the subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. And I will catch you on the next one. See you later.